All right, we're starting things out with some poutine, as per usual, from the refreshment port. Good morning, friends. It is Port Canaveral Disney Epcot day. It is about 8:15, so I'm gonna head to the theater to catch the shuttle over to Disney and all of that. That's the plan for this morning. Definitely early, but I went to sleep early last night, so that's a good thing. I did wake up at like 5 a.m. and couldn't go back to sleep, so hopefully I don't, fall apart later in the day, but I can always come back on board and nap when the whole shenanigans and stuff is over. But yeah, I'm gonna get my little bag put together and all of that, and then we're gonna go do stuff. So let's do it. We'll talk soon. All right, so we have made it. We had a little bit of traffic, so it took us a while to get here, a little over an hour and a half to get here from the ship. So time is cut a little bit short, but we still have about 5.5 hours of park time before we have to be back to the bus and heading back. So I'm gonna get on the monorail, go down to Epcot. Obviously, I'm here for farts. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to like food and such because while the food on board has been fine, it's getting pretty repetitive at this point. So yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. We'll talk soon. All right, we're starting things out with some poutine, as per usual, from the refreshment port. Up next, we've got a bowl of brie. This is one of my favorites, and I'm gonna eat it by this pretty garden. And for our next one, we've got a springtime beer flight from Germany. Next up, we've got a michelada here in Mexico. This one's a favorite of mine. Again, getting all my favorites. And this one is a General So dumpling, and I'm gonna eat it right here next to World Showcase Lagoon with music in the background. And last but not least, we've got egg rolls and honey hibiscus spiked tea. And then after that, I gotta go to the bus, but this is a good way to close things out. All right, y'all, so I am back to the ship. Pardon my grogginess. I actually fell asleep on the bus. I just, needed a little nap. But I'm feeling okay now that I've rested a little bit. So I should do some stuff this evening, I imagine. Let's recap a little bit, because I don't believe I did any sort of updates along the way, other than showing off my food and whatever else. We left the ship at about 8:45 and made our way down to the bus. The bus then loaded up and we were out of here by about 9:15. It was just a slight delay in leaving, so we ended up leaving about 15 minutes later than we were scheduled to. And then we hit traffic and that made our 1 hour drive an hour and 45 minutes. So we did end up being there an hour later than expected. That's something to note if you're doing any sort of Disney Universal excursions heading out to Central Florida. There is the possibility of traffic and things like that, and that will eat into your time. And then on the back end, we had to leave at 4 p.m., and we were the last excursion group back to the ship this evening. So, yeah, we were out there pretty much the whole day. I did have a good time at Epcot. I obviously went around the world, focused mostly on the festival stuff. Did do a couple of rides in between, so it was totally fine for me being a pass holder to only get a half day there. But the single day ticket at Magic Kingdom was like $160, and the Epcot one was like $150. So keep that in mind if you're coming and you're gonna spend $40 for the shuttle service. That does not include the ticket. So you're looking at a couple $100 to go, and I honestly don't think that's worth it for a half day. And so, yeah, I wouldn't recommend this excursion unless you have an annual pass or, you know, a non-date specific ticket that's already pre-purchased that was cheaper or something to that effect. Some people were pretty confused by that. They knew it would be expensive, but not that expensive, and they were trying to find cheaper ticket options, and there just was nothing, because obviously we were on a bus that was stopping only in the Disney property area. Sometimes the Good Neighbor hotels and places outside will have cheaper tickets, but obviously we weren't ever off property. And one lady thought that the park ticket was included in the shuttle. If only $40 could get you a round-trip shuttle and access to the parks. But I don't know what happened with her. She must have bought tickets and gone in, because she was back on the bus at the end of the day. But anyway, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, good day. Still more to come, I would imagine. It's only just after 7, so, I mean, the night is still young. I'm gonna skip MDR tonight. I looked at the menu, and there's only, like, a couple of things that look good to me on there, and I'm not super hungry because, obviously, I ate at Epcot, so I will probably end up in the buffet at some point this evening, getting a quick bite and whatever else. But, yeah. I don't know what's gonna be next, but something. We'll talk soon.
I actually decided to go up to the Sky Lounge for food because they have like snacks and stuff in the evening sometimes. That is an included option in your cruise fare, and on this day they had like spring rolls and dumplings and all of my favorites, so I was sure to load up on those along with a couple mimosas. They had a space theme party on the promenade. I love this class of ships and how they do parties in that main space. It always ends up being all kinds of crazy fun. And I hung out there people watching for a while before making my way into the pub. I had a couple of rounds of drinks in there with Jose, and then we decided to go across the way for karaoke. And we met up with our besties there, and a few of us decided to put in songs to sing, and it's always a vibe in there. And then we all made our way out to the nightclub for a drink or two and to dance the night away.
Alright, y'all, so that's a wrap. You get heading to bed tonight because I forgot to do this before I took all my clothes off. It's 3 in the morning. I'm barely getting into bed. We closed down the nightclub. They literally begged us to leave because we were still there. I ran into Megan, my friend, Megan, who I've cruised with once before. Right? Is that it? Just once? Gosh, I feel like I've known her forever. But yeah, back on my April Meraviglia cruise, she was on that one. And we connected. And just coincidentally, we ended up on this same sailing together. And it took us 4 days to find each other. She's in Yacht Club. That's actually not the reason why we haven't found each other, because she's been very much out here in the main spaces with the rest of us. But for whatever reason, we've really struggled to find each other. And we finally did tonight. And yeah, so shout out to Megan. I recapped earlier about Epcot and all of that. So really this evening I went to karaoke. I went to the like little space party they had on the promenade. And then I was at the nightclub until now. So yeah, another good day. Tomorrow we are in Miami. I do have plans to get off and go to the Bayside Marketplace, which is walkable from here. And so we'll see how that goes. But yeah. stay tuned for that. I want to thank you all so much for traveling with me. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll talk soon, and y'all have a good night.